Go with.
Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. I've got girls on my bed, and Naomi just put a new head cover on. So
does it look okay?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
I think so. Naomi has this head cover that she got from a friend, and it's really cool. But Virginia never wears it. Virginia's a plain Jane, and Naomi is.
Is there a name for me too?
No.
I didn't know I was allowed to wear it. Am I allowed to wear it?
Naomi likes more color and more design and more. Virginia's like, just give me black, give me gray. Like, I'm surprised she's wearing a green shirt today because Virginia is like colorless. Not like a goth, emo, crazy person, just colorless.
Black. If I look like this,
Very
then you won't
logically methodical.
Just black.
She's
gray,
methodical. Naomi is very musical and artsy.
Yeah, I can't play anything.
It's true. She can wood burn, but she can't really draw. She can paint a little bit. They're getting good at painting rooms.
Can paint a flat wall.
We can paint the outside of a house. We can
Not
paint the
well.
inside of a house.
I can't paint a flat wall well, but I can paint it. It's about my skills.
Okay.
So anyway, this is the daily. Today is Sunday, and it is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day, Father. I forgot to tell him when he got up this morning. We had an odd night last night. Just I had a seizure in the middle of the night. Only one. It was not bad.
That's not odd.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say in the middle of the night when we woke up with that one, as Mark fell back asleep, I thought, oh, it's Father's Day. I should say Happy Father's Day. But he was already falling asleep. Mark fell asleep very quickly last night. Every time he woke up to help with the kids in the middle of the night, which was great, he then crashed. He was like, hey, we should watch a documentary before bed last night. Before I even got the Amazon page loaded, he was over here.
I remembered like well after 9 o'clock. It was probably 9:30 or after. I was in the shower and I'm like, I was supposed to cut carrots for tomorrow. Oh well, that'll happen tomorrow.
So anyway, so today was Father's Day, and I forgot to tell Mark that when he first woke up, because if one of you can keep an eye there, because otherwise I keep turning around. Because the morning started out a little weird. I think Josiah woke some people with his seizure last night, and everyone was kind of sleeping in this morning, which, if you know our family, it's usually 6:00. People jump out of bed and come running in my room. And this morning, Malachi was asleep on my floor. Neither Mark or I remember him coming in and falling asleep on our floor last night, but at some point he came in and was sleeping on the floor.
No, but like it just felt
Josiah was sleeping on the other side in the little bed we have made up for him for if he has seizures at night. Uriah was still in bed. Samuel was still in bed. It was very strange. Oh, Gideon was still sleeping. So Josiah woke me up and he's like, it's 6 o'clock. And I was like, lay back down. He's like, it's 6 o'clock. I was like, okay, we'll get up. So we let everybody else sleep.
Wow.
Usually if there's only one, I can convince them to lay back down for a little bit. But Josiah was ready because he wanted to go draw a picture and he wanted to do his math. So we went to the living room and we did math and we drew pictures. Because we were going to church today. So he wanted to draw pictures for people. So anyway, that's how our morning started. Virginia cut carrots because the kids had... I told you the kids had a bunch of meals yesterday. Well, today they had 4 meals too. So this morning they had carrots and peanut butter while we waited to go to church. Oh, and lemonade. While we waited to go to church before breakfast, because the church does breakfast most Sundays. Naomi had made rice pudding yesterday.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead. You
Well,
made
what
some
am I
for
supposed to
today?
tell them?
You made some for today? With what?
Oh, we put in raisins and sliced almonds and cinnamon.
It
That
was
was good.
yummy.
That was really
I
good.
liked it.
I don't know how many people of the church ate it, but our children kept going back for multiple servings.
And
I don't know if
somebody-
other people kept putting it on.
And somebody made this really good egg bake with potatoes and ham in it. I don't know who made it, but it was
With potato
delicious.
chips.
And it had potato chips on top.
It was really good.
Put crushed potato chips on top of your egg bakes. It's delicious.
And then there was another egg bake there that had bread and like sausage in it. That one was good too. And then some blueberry muffins showed up later. So
Those were good.
Naomi wasn't a fan of it. Some people in the family don't like wet bread. Like that bread texture.
Wet bread.
Daddy doesn't like wet bread. Well, I can't say the word because some people don't like it.
Some of our viewers.
Put a disclaimer on here.
There's
Don't
a
watch this.
disclaimer, don't watch this if you don't like the word moist, but it's hard to explain like bread, like wet bread in eggs, sounds gross. Moist bread doesn't. You want a moist cake or you want a soggy one? I mean, just some things have to be used in that word. Anyway, unless you can
don't
think.
want a dry cake. You don't want a soggy cake.
If you know a better word for that, so I won't offend people by saying moist, write that in the comments. But some people have a problem. Okay, so
We love them anyway.
we have words that we don't like. Moist is just one of them we used often, so it's hard to not use. Anyway, so we went to breakfast. Well, first we were here. Josiah wanted to get all his therapies done, so he did all of his crawls and all of his groups before we left for breakfast at 8:30. We would have left a little earlier, but he was finishing them. Then we went to breakfast. We ate all the yummy food. We talked to people, had a really good talk with a couple different people. Found out that someone from our church has a cottage thing. I'm not going to explain it too much, but they have gospel music every Saturday in the summer, and I didn't even know this. And they sell ice cream sundaes. So if you want information of where to go to hear a gospel concert on Saturday nights and get ice cream sundaes, they sell them for $1. Let me know, because we're going to probably go and get some ice cream sundaes sometime. But I didn't even know that this happened.
She makes homemade hot fudge sauce.
And it's really good. So anyway, so it was fun to find out about that. We talked to people about going out and doing evangelism last night, so maybe we'll have some interest of somebody wanting to come with us. I don't know. So then we went to church, and the church service was a little different because the guy who normally preaches, Pastor Phil, was not there. So Matt spoke. He's a congregant at the church. That's what he said. He was trying to waste time because our church, so the church has this box that things are put in, and they have to look in the box and see what's in there and decide how that relates to the sermon of the day. Yes, Samuel's going to come explain because Samuel got to put the thing in the box. Oh, it's bigger than a bread box. It's a box that's bigger than a bread box. So anyway, whoever's doing the sermon, before they do the sermon, is supposed to open the box and somehow relate it to the sermon.
Because they don't know what it is.
One time, it's a surprise. So one time Roddick was preaching and someone had put a Bible in it. Well, that's an easy one to relate. And another one we saw, someone had put broken computer keys. And so they were doing something about the words that we make or something.
And Roddick got the really easy one with the Bible, but his brother-in-law wasn't getting it so easy.
Yes, his brother-in-law was the one who preached today. So Samuel got to put it in. Did our book
put a bag of chocolate chips in the box for him to eat. He didn't realize that.
And the text was Judges 17 and 18.
Can we fix it tomorrow?
Oh,
Do you just
boy.
want to go to bed and I'll fix it
He should have made it into a molten
and I'll fix
image.
it later?
Yeah.
Okay,
He
so
should have made an idol.
anyway,
No, he shouldn't.
Don't
you
make
can
an
go
idol.
fix it right now.
Okay.
You go fix the book.
The book broke.
I'll be back.
Broken book.
You stay here.
Okay.
Not you?
So, yes, so it was just funny because he didn't know what to say about it. So he was wasting time like, oh, this is chocolate
He
chips.
came up with something.
No, he came up with something really good, but he was wasting time trying to think through it. So he was like, oh, they must be semi-sweet. And it's in a red bag. You could tell he was just in his mind maneuvering. He did really good, though. And he was talking about how we get to look forward to the sweetness of Jesus coming as a baby in the New Testament, and then Jesus dying on the cross, and how there's not much sweetness in chapters 17 and 18, and it reminds us our need for the sweetness of the Savior that's to come. So it was very good. He did a very good job, and I think he definitely can fill the boots of Pastor Phil anytime Pastor Phil's gone. So we had a good time there. After the service, we talked to some people. It was wet outside, so Mark and Josiah had a hard time because normally they want to go outside after the service because it gets loud in the room, and it was loud. But it was wet outside, so they stayed in. I talked to a new friend that I met at church a couple weeks ago, and we were able to just discuss some things. She's a newer Christian. I know he's waiting for his book. She's a newer Christian and is just going through some things right now, so we were just able to talk, and I hope I'm an encouragement to her, and I'm going to write to her when I get off this video. And then we had our lunch on the way home because we wanted to keep people awake. So for lunch, we had cheese and what else do we have, guys? We had cheese.
Granola bars.
Granola bars.
Bananas.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say cheese?
I did. And we had cheese and more cheese. We're not eating a lot of cheese right now, so we're very excited about the cheese.
We're gonna have tortilla chips, but I kind of forgot about them until we got home. So we didn't have those.
Oh, and then, so wait, hold on. We
And
need a daddy for a second.
No.
Okay, Daddy, what did you get for Father's Day?
I got pie.
Four
So-
of them.
So Pastor Phil's wife is Faith, and they're out of town this week. Knew they were being out of town. So she made like Toll House pies for all the fathers. And some of the fathers weren't there today, so Mark got 4.
Daddy's such
She
an
just
awesome
said
daddy.
she wanted to make sure there was plenty, and I
So-
said, okay.
So Sandra, there was somebody watching the pies, and that person gave the pies to Mark. Mark didn't just go to the table and take
I
the
said
pies.
I was leaving. I didn't really need any pies if there were.
And she gave him a whole bunch. She said
Yeah,
he needed 4, and he was like, "I'll take just one." And she's like, "No, you need 4." So
Right,
we got
okay.
4. So the kids
Yes,
got
ma'am.
to have some pie. So anyway, the pie's really good, Faith. Okay, so we came home. They had some pie after we got home. Daddy wanted to lay down and rest because it's Father's Day, and we let Daddy do what he wants to do on Father's Day.
And I'm old.
We
We
tried
do
to
what
let.
he wants to do every
I was gonna
day.
say we try to let Daddy do what he wants a lot, but today we were trying really hard to do what Daddy wanted, and so he wanted to lay down. So we actually maneuvered the couch. Maneuvered. We have a bed in the
Maneuvered.
living room because of Josiah and Mark's issues. But we kind of moved it around so that Daddy and I could lay down next to each other. Because usually we're either like stuck on other sides of the room with children and all of that stuff. So we laid down, the kids laid down, we all found our spots, and we watched Steel Timber Sports. So if you know our family, we don't watch many sports. We don't really watch. We don't watch a whole lot of,
But when
stuff.
they play with chainsaws, we do.
They're
And axes.
coordinated in trying to do something
They
with their
play with
chainsaws.
chainsaws, axes,
Okay, play with them.
big
Sure.
single buck saws,
Other fun.
and hot saws, which is basically a chainsaw blade attached to a snowmobile engine. So really cool.
They're pretty cool.
So anyway, we don't like a lot of sports where people are trying to. We're not against competition necessarily, but a lot of
hamstring each other.
a lot of competition becomes like violent and those types of things. We don't like that type of thing. This is every man for himself, especially this one we were watching because it was last year's competition in the midst of COVID. So instead of having like, they would normally have 2 guys on the stage, each with a log, and they'd be standing on it. Like this is one of the events. They would stand on it and then they'd chop between their feet. Chop, chop. Not on their feet. Like they're standing on the log and they're
Ow.
chopping like this. Then they turn around and they chop the other side. I would totally cut my toes off.
Yeah,
But
the
but they would normally have 2 guys on the stage, and they're not going against each other because they're timed things, and then all their points get added up and everything. But you're like on the stage and you're hearing the other person, and people are cheering for people and whatever. This one, because of COVID, they were virtual. So there were 4 sites around the country. And so they'd have like a guy in Wisconsin going against a guy in North Carolina who didn't know what the other guy was doing.
Not just the guy in Wisconsin. It was a guy in Hayward, Wisconsin.
Okay, so there was
Like
Go
the
ahead.
home of timber sports. Because Daddy's boss, Timber Tina, or Tina Shear, her nephew Cassidy also does timber sports. And the whole Shear family timber sports thing is in Hayward, Wisconsin. So
And
it's not
Uriah,
just some guy.
Uriah's 4. He knows
a
Cassidy
shear.
Shear, and you can hear him from the other room watching. Cassidy Shear.
he does. He really likes Cassidy. He's like, oh, Cassidy's gonna get him on this one. I know Cassidy's gonna be the fastest.
I'm gonna have to tell Tina about this video.
So anyway, it's really fun. So Mark did an exhibition timber sports thing for one summer, right?
I think so.
Up near Ellsworth. Mark's memory is not very good, and this was before me.
Go watch the
But-
Great Maine Lumberjack Show.
Great Maine Lumberjack Show. If you're in the area, it's very cool.
Tell Tina that Mark sent you.
Yes. So anyway, we have enjoyed watching this because it actually also is giving good skills that you could use for the future. I don't know. When I was a kid, I loved watching basketball and baseball with my dad and all of those things. But you don't actually like,
Learn it.
if you learn how to like pitch a baseball, you never actually can use that in a real life practical way. If you learn how to use a saw correctly and swiftly, you can actually get something done. Like
safely.
think about if there was like a storm that went through and like roads needed to be cleared and stuff, and you actually knew how to use a chainsaw well, you could actually be a big help to people. So anyway, we like doing that. So we laid down and watched that for a while. We didn't watch the whole competition because it was like 6 hours long or something, but we watched a couple of the heats of it. And then what else did we do? We played some games. I played some games with the kids. So we played Kings on the Corners and Candyland and another game. Then we had supper. So our supper was burgers
Yay.
and bread
Yay.
and broccoli.
Yay.
We had a bee supper tonight.
And cheese.
Burgers, bread, broccoli. Oh yeah,
cheese on the
cheese.
burger.
We haven't. So I was saying we haven't had cheese a lot because Josiah. We took out dairy, and so for a while none of us were eating dairy. Then we added it back. Josiah can now have it, but we're not eating dairy all the time. So like we are regularly eating tacos with no cheese on them. I know that's like a travesty in life or whatever, but it has a lot of flavor and cheese adds a lot of price to it. So anyway, I did take out the cheese tonight. We had it on top of our broccoli because that's like my favorite way to eat broccoli is with cheese on top. And Mark ate broccoli, ate cheese on his burgers.
Now accepting cheese donations.
Oh, and
Is
tomatoes.
And pizza donations. Daddy really wants pizza.
So yeah,
And we just
ordered
haven't-
it last night after
Okay, we keep telling him, just go order pizza. They'll deliver it to your house. And for some reason he doesn't want pizza but complains that he doesn't get it.
What are you smiling at?
And now it's Sunday, so you're not going to order it. Oh, someone's writing to you.
Hey, maybe that's your sermon recording.
It's Nick.
Okay, so anyway, what else did we do? So we had our supper. Grandma came up and had supper with us. She brought us some goodies because her church was cleaning out stuff, so she got the kids some chalkboards and things like that. And then what? Oh, and a little hat for Abigail because Abigail has this falling apart like straw hat that she really likes, and there was like one they had used at a VBS or something that they gave to Abigail that Abigail got. So anyway, that was cool. So we talked to Grandma. Then Grandma went home. I ended up giving the baby a bath because he just had some grounding dirt that needed to go. He's learning to crawl now, and so he just is getting more dirty than he used to get. I am kind of biased, but I have the cutest kids in the world. You can all agree to that. Like in the comments, if you agree, I have the cutest kids in the world, give me a thumbs up, okay? But anyway, Mark made a video today that you should go check out because he was sitting down with Gideon at his feet, and Mark was moving his feet, and Gideon was trying to grab his feet and play with them, and then Malachi got down on the floor. You also missed...
This is while we were all praying.
Yeah. Another funny thing. You should have children just so you have things to laugh at during the day. Not laugh at your children. Laugh at the things they're doing because they're very cute. So Malachi getting dressed
That reminds
this
me of
morning.
something.
What?
I'll tell you later. Remind me.
Malachi... He's not going to remember later. Malachi was
You
getting
should laugh
dressed
at it.
earlier, and Malachi started singing, "My pants are falling down. No, my pants is falling down. Oh, yes. Hoo-wah. Hoo-wah." And it was so cute. I don't know if Mark videotaped it, but
I
it was...
did.
It was
So
cute.
Daddy came up
Okay,
with that.
so is it on your Facebook page?
If it isn't, it will be.
Okay, it will be. You gotta go check it because it was really, really cute. Malachi is like really, really cute. Gideon is really cute just to look at and see him exploring the world. Malachi says the cutest things. And then you have to listen to Uriah talk because Uriah is just adorable. We just have adorable children. Right? Do we agree?
And then they get older.
You guys have the most adorable siblings
They are
ever.
pretty cute. They are. This is kind of awkward. How close is this camera to my face?
It can be closer.
Personal space.
Teddy doesn't have a bubble.
No, what are some of the cute things that they've done
He
recently?
doesn't tell the selfie story.
The boys.
Everything.
Oh, well, when we're in the car on the way home, Malachi starts singing "We're Almost Home" by Matt Boswell and Matt Papa. It's so cute.
Almost home.
When we turn on to
We're
our road.
almost home.
Oh.
So press on toward the blessed shore. Praise the Lord. We're almost home.
He's really cute from the back seat
When we're
singing
about
that.
half mile from home, he starts singing it. I already did the other song.
Yeah. What else has he done? Oh, he came up to me maybe during Bible the other day and like put his hand on me and then banged it with the other one and was like, "I fixed your nose." I'm like, okay.
Kids are just fun. You should have kids. Like, this is why we keep having them, because they get in the not so cute stage anymore. I mean, my daughters are lovely, adorable people. They're not so cute. They don't just like say random cute things, except that we watch things played with chainsaws. That was...
This is the spiritual lesson of the day. Have kids because they're cute. That's why.
That's the title of this video.
Maybe you
Have
just
kids
are
with
blessed
kids.
the Lord.
They are a blessing from the Lord, and that's part of the blessing that God gives you, is something to giggle at all the time. So I was talking to
It's
somebody
never boring around here.
from church today, and we were talking about different hardships in their life and how when there's a baby expected in the family, in a couple different circumstances in their lives, they've had something really tough to deal with, and there's also news that a baby's coming, and looking forward to that baby has made things easier on their family. So babies are a blessing in many, many ways.
Mommy, is this one cute?
She is, but I don't have any stories to tell about her right now. Do I? Do I have any stories to tell about you? I don't think so.
You ready for me to do what I did?
We have some tired children.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, it is Sunday night. We are going to go to bed. Oh, our sermon today was about not setting up idols for yourself, that you're supposed to be worship. How did he say it? What was the quote he used?
Augusta.
The one from
Yeah,
Augustine.
the one
that he
from
doesn't know where
Augustine. He couldn't find the actual book it was from. But it was idolatry is worshiping things that are meant to be used and using things that are meant to be worshipped, or something like that.
Yes.
Is that the quote?
It was very close to that. So we were reading about how I talked about this in another. Yep, he is.
Yeah, he's good.
I talked about this in another one of our videos, so you can go watch it. But talking about this guy was willing to go work for any price.
And to do
generals
whatever
over
they
And to
asked
do
him
whatever they
do.
asked him to do. And then these other people came in and stole him to go work for them. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go work for you. And they were worshiping false idols too. Like, they went into someone's house to steal the false idols so they could take them to worship them. So it was crazy. Crazy, crazy. But anyway, are you okay?
Okay.
I think we have some tired people. So we had a change of plans. We are headed to Sorrento tomorrow to see Mark's mom, Gouldsboro to see Mark's dad, Cherryfield to see some friends, maybe see some other friends who I got to write to them about, because they had some car troubles. We'll see if we see them this time. We have stuff going on, and we weren't sure what time this week we were going down, but we've decided we're going tomorrow. So I got to finish my Walmart order, and tomorrow morning we're going to get up and we're going to wash laundry and pack bags and get out of here. So we will... By 10. So
Around 10.
I think we have enough data that we can post videos while we're up there. But if you don't see us for a couple days, that's because we're
Not
up
the
there.
longest videos, but we can post videos.
I talk a long time. Maybe I'll make some short videos for while we're there. Yeah, he's okay. Okay, we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the glory of God. Bye.
Bye. Bye.